What's up, guys? It's Migs with Market Open. If you guys will notice, my screen's a little bit different this morning. I am actually, as you guys can tell by the title of this video, I'm actually going to backtest this week the Thinkorswim demo account. Well, not this week, but just today. I was not able to get my demo account from my account manager over at TradeNet, unfortunately, so I just happened to use this one this morning. I'm probably going to try and switch over to at least the demo account so I can backtest this strategy that I'm going to be trying out this week. So as you guys know, obviously the markets have been very volatile. I've gotten some unpleasant red days probably within the past week or so. So I know that I need to adjust with the markets because the markets obviously change all the time. So now what I wanted to do is I wanted to backtest the strategy of failed shorts and risk to ratio of 1-to-1. Because I actually did some back testing in the past 2 weeks. I would have made twice as much money if I would have taken my partial at 1-to-1 than to wait for the 2-to-1, because currently right now in the markets there is not as much follow through, and if you don't adjust and notice that, and you don't have any info or basically any statistics to go back and dig into so you can actually pull out your stats, then you're going to end up losing more money over the long run, because obviously the market changes all the time, and you can't stay in a one specific spot and expect to always make money. So I've noticed that things were changing. There was no follow through, so I need to go ahead and backtest this strategy. So that's what I'm going to end up doing this week. It just happened to be on the Thinkorswim. So this is a demo account. This is not real money. I don't want you guys to blow up my comment section and be like, oh, that's not real. I'm like, I am telling you, this is not real money. So I'm going to backtest this strategy and see if it works out. So if it does end up working out at the end of the week, if I do end up being green, then it's definitely something I'm going to start implementing on my real account. So I actually start pulling a little bit more profits than I have been lately. So with that now being said, I only had 3 stocks on my watch list this morning, and I really wished that it was my real account, because I did amazing this morning on this new strategy. So I'll go ahead and break it down for you. Unfortunately, this one's Thinkorswim is a little bit different on how they kind of switch back and forth. So let's see here. I believe it was on 2. That was under monitor. So under filled orders, went ahead and did it by time that it was executed. So it goes from top to bottom. If you guys are not familiar with Thinkorswim, I also put the correct amount from my real account into this. So I'm not trading something that's like unrealistic. I'm taking all the real position sizes that I would regularly. So basically everything is the same except that I'm using the Thinkorswim ladder on this. So now the first trade I took was on MBT. So MBT was something that was actually called out in the room. I didn't see it this morning. I saw MTG, but I just did not see MBT. But I did notice that it was gapping down. It was gapping down from, let's see, around 11, and we opened up somewhere around, like 10:30 or so. And as you can see, it pulled up, and then it just kind of started bouncing right around the 9 VWAP. And my initial short was going to be as if it fell below this little consolidation, and my stop was going to be here at 1036. So I got filled 1,000 shares right at 1024. So down here. Oh, actually no, that's right. So honestly, the better short probably would have been up here. With a stop up here, that would have only been 6 cents, but didn't really end up working that way. So I actually waited for it to fill down here, but I mean, it had no problem filling at that spot. So I got filled right at 1024, 1,000 shares. I was actually risking $120 since my stop is 1036. And let's see here. So as you can see, it straight tanked. It went straight down. I got filled. Let's see here. I got my partial right at 10.11. I took 800 shares. Then I took another 100 at 9.87, and then the other 100 at 9.88. So I just kind of scaled out of it. I was expecting it to come back over the 10 and then probably fail again. So with that in mind, I was actually correct on that, because I did take another short on MBT. Actually, I'll go ahead and walk you guys through that. So as you can see, it tanked and it came back up and over 10. Now, I was thinking that I was going to do a VWAP projection, but I only do VWAP projections on the 5-minute. So I waited for it to come back and then fail, show me some sort of that it's going to come back down, some sort of pattern. So usually I wait for it to touch VWAP, but in this instance, it came up and it immediately got rejected here on the 5-minute. And 10 is such a significant number that I went ahead and took the short. So we were risking about 11 cents, so I went ahead and short another 1,000 shares. So I got short right at 9.99. I believe that's what I got filled at. MBT right here, right at 9.99. So I got filled right at 9.99 with my stop right here at 10.11, and went ahead and took my 1-to-1 again. MBT filled out 800 shares, and then flattened the rest of the position right at 9.88. So I ended up $287 up on the name, and as you can see, it's actually starting to come back again, and it's starting to fail at the, man, that's actually probably another really good short, but I'm not going to take it. Yeah, so it pulls up, fails, pulls up, fails. So as you can see, it's just making lower high, lower high, lower high. So not really sure. There is no, oh wait, what is that? ADR top movers, no. Yeah, so there's no news on this for some reason, but it's definitely going against the market, I believe. So I think the market was going up this morning. Yeah, so we were actually going up this morning. So this was going against the market, against the grain this morning. Let's see here. Next trade I took was on ACAD. So I didn't really quite trust this thing. It was very up and down, kind of didn't want to make up its mind. I shorted it right at 17.20, right at, what time was it? 9:43. So let's look for that. So gap down. I know that there was news on this one. Let's see here. I believe somebody died, perspective, or maybe they failed phase 2 for their, what was it? Oh, yeah, that's what it was. Yeah, so somebody actually died from their drug. So that's why they tanked from 22 all the way down to 17. Now, I'll show it to you guys as I saw it this morning. So, see all these candles right here? They're very whippy. You guys will often hear me say that, like, these candles are very whippy. It just means that they're going up and then they come back down and they just can't really quite make up their mind. So if they can't really make up their mind, then I don't know, that's kind of sketchy to me. So to me, a good short would have been here under 17.19, but at this point it actually started climbing higher. So if you notice, the whipsaw action on the candle still continues, and right here it actually started coming back down. I got filled right here at 9:43. I believe it was at 9:43. Yep, right there at 9:43. Got filled right there. Now, before I keep going, if you guys will notice, $17 is the bottom of pre-market as well. So right here, this candle right at 9:31 came down, hit $17, and came right back up. So I got bought up. So obviously that there's buyers there. So I got filled right at 19:20. It came down, and it got bought right back up. So to me, this is not good. It didn't come down to 17 at least and try to test it again. So that means that these buyers are getting a little bit more aggressive and they're starting to come up. And I actually ended up getting out for a $8 loss. So right as this started coming back down, I was trying to get out as even as I could. So you can see I got out 100 shares right at 17.23, so I ended up losing $3 on that, and then let's see here, the other 100 right at 17.25, ended up losing $8. I didn't trust this thing. It was just very, very sketchy, like a lot of whipsaw, and I just didn't like the price action of the buyers actually starting to come back up. But as you can see on here, they actually did come back up, and I would have gotten kicked out. My stop was actually up here at 19 or 17.16. So this candle probably would have kicked me out. Alright, so that was a CAD, and then I took one last trade, I believe, on, let's see here, it's MTG, here we go, so MTG short right at 950, so this was one that was actually on the watch list. Had a catalyst this morning. So pull down, we can't short it, pulls back up, and it started going sideways here in this area, just consolidation. And you can see here that there's a top at 1134. It broke up and over, but still this trigger point around here, under, I was probably thinking somewhere around like right here under 1123 or so. So 1122 really would have been my trigger. And my stop would have been up here at 1120, or I mean 1140. So it's still only like 20 something cents. As you can see, it failed, it came back down, and it came down under this consolidation. So the trigger point was still valid, and it triggered. Now, right shortly after that, let's see, what did I actually get filled at? It was a MTG 500 shares right at 1122. So I got filled right at 1122. Right in here, my stop was up here, and all I needed was 20 something cents. I believe I got out near the 11 mark to get my 1-to-1 MTG. So I got out 400 shares right at 1104, and then the rest at 1102. I typically would like to hold them, this especially the last quarter. That's kind of what the other part of the strategy. I'm trying to hold the last quarter until the next candle, the next 5-minute candle, to break above the 9 and hold. So an example of that would be, let's see if I can find something here. Maybe on the SPY. No, because that definitely would have kicked me out. Well, I'll show you guys probably later on this week. I don't want to waste a bunch of time. But either way, so the strategy so far this morning had worked. The failed shorts, taking my 1-to-1 and then trying to let the rest ride, although I didn't really do that well this morning on that. So so far we're up 371 on the week, and then for the rest of the week I'm going to stay on the demo account and try and back test the rest of this strategy to try and adapt to what's currently going on in the market. Like I always tell you guys, if you guys have any questions, make sure to put it down in the comments section below. If you guys have not joined our Facebook group, also make sure to do that. I put my watch list up every single day for you guys to be able to profit off of. It's completely free. The link will be down in the description below. And I will talk to you guys next time. Bye.